In this video, we're going to explore how to create the square column for activity 1.2.5, sketches, extrusions, and revolutions on Y. We're going to go ahead and verify that we are starting off in our active project, the extrusions, revolutions active project that we created in the previous video. We must select new, and from this menu, we're going to select the standard IPT and select create. From here, once the part environment loads, we're going to start a 2D sketch, and I'm going to select the XZ plane as the starting sketch plane for where we're going to go ahead and start creating our first feature. One of the things to note is anytime we use that XZ plane, the top always kind of has the wording kind of rotated. I'm going to select this arrow right here to rotate it so that way the word top shows from left to right, and it's going to just rotate the sketch plane 90 degrees counterclockwise. We're going to start off by drawing a center point circle with the center point right at the origin, and as I move out I can go ahead and type in 1.25 and select enter on my keyboard to enter in the diameter of the circle, which is going to be 1.25 inches. I'll go ahead and select the finish button, and from here I'm going to go ahead and select extrude, and while I've got this open I can just type 0.5 to get an extrusion depth of a ½ inch and select enter. I'll select the home button on the view cube just to kind of size the cylinder up to the screen. And what we're going to do now is build the next feature up on this square column. So I'm going to go ahead and select Start 2D Sketch. I'm going to choose the top of the cylinder. From here, the origin will be visible once more. From the drop down on Rectangle, I want to choose a 2-point center rectangle. And what this is going to do is I'm going to select the origin for the center point, and then as I move away, I can go ahead and set up what kind of square column, or kind of the square column body, as I kind of take a look and see some of those things there. Some of the measurements that I can see here are going to be, like when I look at my print, from the holes in the middle to the outside edge is 0.25. So it's safe to say that this is going to be a 0.5, and in order to get to the other menu, I'm going to press the tab key and go ahead and enter in a value of 0.5, press the tab key again by 0.5. So whenever you're drawing out that rectangle, you can either draw the rectangle and then add dimensions, or you can type them in as you go, just like how I've done. I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. Once I finish the sketch, then I'm going to go ahead and take a look at extruding. The extrusion is going to be a 1.75. So when I look at the print, the bottom portion is 0.5. If I subtract it away, the overall height is 2.5. And then we're going to subtract another quarter off of that, which would put us at 1.75. Go ahead and select OK. With our next extrusion, I'm going to go ahead and select Start 2D Sketch. Click the top of the square portion. This, we're going to go ahead and grab another center point circle. It's going to have the center right at the origin, and then I'm just going to go ahead and go until you'll see it'll kind of snap to the outside edge. And I can go ahead and click, and that's going to go ahead and give me a circle that is snapped right around to the edge of the previous one that we drew in the first sketch. We'll go ahead and finish it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to extrude. This time we do have to watch to make sure that we get a full circle. If you happen to see that the sketch gets cut off there, then we're going to want to make sure and click that. But 0.25 is going to be the extrusion height, and we're going to go ahead and select OK. It's going to get the majority of the square column taken care of. Now let's go ahead and select Start 2D Sketch and click the front face to set in the 1/4 inch holes that are going to be drilled right through our square column. I'm going to go ahead and grab the center point circle, and I'm going to go ahead and place a couple of these circles. I'm just going to draw them in. So another technique that we can do is just draw them in. One of the things that I'd like to do is to be able to, number one, go up and use some geometric constraints. One is going to be utilizing the equal constraint. So the equal constraint's down here in the bottom right hand corner of this cluster of red icons known as the geometric constraints. I'm going to select equals or equal, and we'll select the first circle and the second one. I'll select the second circle and then the third. That's going to make them all equal to each other. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the vertical constraint. Right above equal, we can grab that constraint by selecting the center point of the first circle and then the second, and then select the second to the third. This will make sure that all the center points line up vertically with each other. are all in a vertical line, I should say, more so as we kind of look at some of those. The other thing that we'll also notice is that if I take the last circle and there should be a center point down here or an origin point, and I can go ahead and click to place that right there. So now if I try to move these from side to side, I can't do that because they are lined up with that point down here, which should be representing the origin. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and click on dimension. I'm going to select the top circle. Let's make that a diameter of 0.25. Notice how all three of the circles are going to change in size. And then we just need to utilize some of our measurements. So from the top edge of this bottom feature to the center is going to be a 0.5 measurement. From the center from here to the next circle is also going to be a 0.5 measurement. And then the same thing from here to here. We're going to see all three of those are going to be the same spacing. You'll notice that we're going to be fully constrained, so we're going to go ahead and finish the sketch. I'll extrude. I'm going to actually rotate this underneath just a little bit so I can go ahead and select. And if I need to zoom in, select on the circles. Notice how that they will highlight fully once I'm on them and to be able to be selected. I'm going to reverse the direction, which is going to automatically change our Boolean output to cut. And what I'm going to go ahead and use is I'm going to click on this through all option, and you'll notice it's going to automatically pick up how much of a distance that we have going all the way through the square column. I'll select OK, and that's going to go ahead and set in those 3 holes for our square column. And this will also finish out the model. Make sure you save this file, and in the next video we're going to take a look at how to do some design edits to this model in order to create a new or different design.